Alrighty, understanding our climate funders' motivations and needs. We've talked about really understanding our positioning in this space, all of our amazing impact areas. We know how amazing we are and all the incredible positive change that we're creating in this space. We've refined our value proposition, and we need to make sure that we're truly understanding the other players in this space. In this case, obviously, it's our funders. So, this is a slide here to help you understand a little bit about our funder personas. And this is a way for us to help understand what motivates these players. What are they trying to solve for? So, thinking about things like the characteristics and key attributes of each of these specific types of foundations. What's their goal and motivation in this work? And that relates to, of course, their mission, but also there's a very specific culture or DNA for a lot of these foundations that have a perception and preference for the types of solutions or organizations that they like to fund. And it's important for us to understand that as well. And then to me, one of the things that I think is the most important also is what are their challenges? What are their pain points? Pain points in terms of creating the impact that they want and meeting the goal that they're focused on. And what are some of the challenges that they're having in doing that? And this is really important in our messaging because it gives us a hint on, hey, we may be a solution to the problem that you are trying to face, including maybe one of those pain points. Maybe there's an access issue that a foundation may be focused on. And so it's important for us to do our research and sort of understand that a little bit more. And this is not specific to climate work necessarily. So you can use these funder persona exercises for a variety of different purposes in your fundraising work. But for our work together, I focused on climate funders, environmental funders, which I think is slightly different than climate funders, food and ag, and then our general funders. Climate funders, in my mind, are organizations like Climate Works or Grantham Foundation for climate initiatives, maybe Bloomberg. Philanthropies as another one that maybe are primarily focused on, yes, reducing GHG emissions, but focused maybe more on different technology solutions as it relates to renewable energy, resilient cities, micro grid solutions, and sort of this transition to renewable energy. And they may not therefore be focused specifically on food. Our environmental organizations and foundations, I think of these really around preserving and conserving wetlands or grasslands or some type of sort of very specific ecosystem and promoting biodiversity. And again, hey, this is great. We're super aligned on a lot of the attributes and impact that we want to have, but they may be focused more on the environment and not the food side. The sort of inverse of this is the third column here are food focused funders who may be very focused on food access, food waste, food recovery, health, nutrition, regenerative agriculture. So those ones that you probably mainly work with now, where you're like, hey, we speak the same language, we totally understand this. But the inverse may be for you to help them understand the opportunity for climate and climate impact, and therefore creating more opportunities to connect with these foundations. Some examples could be the Sustainable Ag Funders, which is a coalition of different funders focused in this space, Rockefeller Foundation, and the multitude of programs that they do around this work as well, Kroger Foundation, and a lot of the grocer retailer foundations by default happen to focus on food recovery and food access as well. So those would be some examples on that one. And then general foundations could be everybody from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that has a variety of impact areas, Ford Foundation, and a lot of corporate foundations as well, like the Amex Foundation, Bank of America Foundation, a lot of banks and financial institutions, and family foundations may just happen to have a more general focus, and or they may be focused in a place-based area where they're not specifically motivated by an impact solution, but maybe focused on a specific geographic area. So there's tons more details and opportunity to explore this in the workbook as well.